This man is totally unfit to be president. Up here, he's totally unfit. We need very sharp people. I'm sorry. Joe is not qualified for this position.
All right, President Trump questioning Joe Biden's mental capacity to be commander-in-chief. But a new Fox News poll shows that more likely voters believe Biden is better equipped mentally to be in the White House than President Trump. Let's bring in Trump 2020 Press Communications Director Erin Perini. She joins us now. Erin, good morning to you. I know you're traveling with the president's campaign. You're in Wisconsin this morning. Appreciate you coming on. So seeing how this is not working in President Trump's favor in the polls, why stick with this message?
Well, I would argue that it is working in the polls. President Trump in that Fox poll is at his strongest standing since going against Joe Biden, and has cut Joe Biden's lead by 7 points in that poll. And the people that are trying to change their campaign messaging right now and their strategy are the Biden campaign. President Trump is out talking to the American people. Our campaign is all across the country with the vice president, the family. Everybody's out talking to the American people about what President Trump has delivered and what he would deliver in 4 more years. Joe Biden's team is the one who's changing their strategy. He's coming out having to be on defense. You're seeing Bloomberg put $100 million into Florida. Bernie Sanders raising the alarm about his wavering support with the Latino community. And that's because we're out here talking, and President Trump has steady momentum with 50 days to go before the election.
With so many big issues that are facing voters today, you can put this up on the screen. This is Fox News polling on the issues. Voters' biggest concerns: unemployment, 87%, coronavirus, 83%, crime and violence, 64%. These are huge issues for voters. So why make Joe Biden's alleged cognitive decline a centerpiece of President Trump's re-election campaign?
Well, it's certainly a question the American people need to ask. Listen, if there's a crisis in the world, it's 3 in the morning. Who do you want answering the phone at the White House? President Trump, who has an incredibly strong foreign policy record delivering for the American people, protecting our people, or Joe Biden, whose own campaign couldn't even make a declarative statement on whether or not he uses a teleprompter for interviews. That's a serious question for the American people, and we're going to ask it. But when it comes to the economy, President Trump has protected millions of jobs thanks to the Paycheck Protection Program. He surged our response to the coronavirus, making sure ventilators, PPE were available. We know what this president has done. The American people are hearing about it, and that's why the president is on the rise.
Okay, Erin, the president took it a step further this weekend, and he suggested that Joe Biden is taking some sort of performance-enhancing drugs. Here's the president.
I think there's probably, possibly drugs involved. That's what I hear. I mean, there's possibly drugs. I don't know how you can go from being so bad where you can't even get out a sentence. I mean, you saw some of those debates with the large number of people on the stage. He was, I mean, I used to say, how is it possible that he can even go forward?
We have some brand new video of Joe Biden just a few moments ago this morning. He, along with his wife, Jill Biden, you'll see them walking along the sidewalks, getting into their car. This is some cool video. They are voting in Delaware's statewide primary elections, Erin. You can play the video for us. Okay, we're going to listen because you can kind of make out what Joe Biden says. He's asked about early voting. Listen.
Do you encourage people to vote early if they can?
Yeah, I do. Thank you.
Okay, and they went on and got into their car. They are heading to the Newcastle County Board of Elections to vote. That's about a 10-minute drive. So we'll see if we see them on the other side. But the president suggesting he's on some sort of drugs and questioning his cognitive decline. I mentioned it's not working for him in the polls. But when do you decide that that's not working and pivot back to the election, pivot back to American safety, pivot back to getting people back to work, as millions of people are still out of jobs in this country? Erin.
We're talking about everything. Like I just said, the president is asking questions and Joe Biden should answer them. But we are talking about the economy. Listen, last week, Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer were celebrating the fact that they blocked more money for the Paycheck Protection Program when President Trump is asking them to put politics aside and put the American people first. We are talking about the economy, about the 10.5 million jobs that President Trump has brought back on board because of the strong economic foundation he has poured. He stands for law and order in this country. It's a clear contrast. We're talking about all of it. It's resonating with the American people.
Erin, meanwhile, I've got to ask you about this rally over the